If you don't know me, my name is Allison Husky, and I'm the executive assistant in the Central District. Melanie Churchill is helping me
Everybody
with
mute.
this, and she is the Central District Administrator. We are here. If y'all will mute yourselves, please. Getting just a lot of feedback. We are going to guide you step by step through this process of completing and submitting your charge conference forms in the church reporting application. This session is designed for both clergy and church secretaries or administrators, but also church leaders, so that everyone who will virtually touch these reports knows exactly what needs to be done, how to do it, and how to avoid common mistakes. Our goal today is to make sure your forms are completed accurately, approved by your church council, and submitted by the deadline, which is Friday, October 3rd. And if you don't have that marked on your calendar, please write it down so you know when your forms are due. Before we start, if y'all will make sure that you're muted during the tutorial, because I'm already getting a lot of feedback. And if you have questions, put them in the chat. And besides Melanie, I have a couple other district administrators who are here to help monitor the chat. So if you have a question, put it in the chat, and then Melanie will stop me if it's something we need to stop for. Otherwise, I'll take questions at the end. So we're going to cover how to log in. We're going to walk through all of the forms together. I'm going to demonstrate several different things. We'll talk about some of the common mistakes all throughout. And then we will, I'll give you contact information if you need help later on when you actually start doing the forms. So I am going to share my screen, and I want to share. Hold on a second. I want to share screen number 2. Share. Okay, y'all should be seeing my screen. And Melanie, will you put the login link from my script in the chat to make sure everybody has that login?
Sure.
Okay. Uh-oh, Melanie, can you mute? I think it's Dorothy Hatfield that feedback was coming from. Okay, so I've got the link that we have sent to all the senior pastors, and Melanie's going to put it in the chat, but it's this Data church reporting. And I'm going to log in just like a church would log in. We're going to pick on Amboy today. So I'm going to enter their login information. So what you use for your username is your permanent GCFA number. And this is for Amboy. And then you're going to use your church ID number as your password. So I've logged in and you see Amboy here. These two should look familiar: local church leadership and statistics. So we're going to we are going to click on church reports. You might be familiar with local church leadership, but we're going to work with this charge conference checklist.
Allison, we can only see you right now.
Oh, what happened?
I did.
No, we can see everybody.
Muted now, I can't tell.
Oh, okay.
Allison, I'm going to mute everyone, and so you'll have to unmute yourselves as soon as I do that.
Okay. Okay. Everybody can hear me, right? And can you see the screen with the charge conference checklist? Did you see how to log in? No? Okay. I am going to,
Yes, we could see it.
oh, you could see it?
If you can only see Allison, you need to, if you're on a phone, scroll back over so you can see what Allison is sharing.
Okay. So I'm gonna log back in. 30. Okay. So I showed y'all these. We're gonna click on church reports and charge conference checklist. Once you log in, you're going to see, well, first of all, let me say this. Up here, says fillable version of online forms. If you click that, you can fill those out online. It's an alternative to this if you need to print them and write on them and then come back. This is what you're going to use to do that, to print all the forms out. Let's see. I've got a script and I'm lost in it right now. Okay. So let's go over the help button. If you need some details on instructions, you can click on this question mark here. Don't click this question. No, she fixed it. Okay, you can click that question mark. And it shows detailed instructions if you forget what we've talked about and need to remember how to do it or what any of these little icons mean. So that's a nifty little thing. I kept clicking on this question mark here and it didn't do anything. So they have fixed that. Some of our forms are HTML based, meaning that you're going to complete them right inside this application. And in case you're wondering, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. I know nothing about that. So the HTML forms are these that are in a blue box. And if you did consultation forms, there were blue boxes for that. So we're going to click on the first one we're going to click on is membership and senior pastor report. So this form, this combination form is new to us because it's membership and it's your senior pastor report. So this year, unlike where you'll do numbers like you did last year and the years before and on your stats, this is going to ask for names. So list those who have received into baptized membership since the last report. This is where you're going to list those names. We're not going to do numbers here anymore. So all of these questions are the same as you've always done. I'm going to point out deaths. Where is deaths? Did I miss it? Okay. deaths, make sure you list their name and their date of death. That helps us keep this database that we work in clean. We just put their death date in it, and it puts them into an archived section. If you are removing a large number of members from the roll, you can either copy those and paste them into these boxes, like this first year reading. And then the second year, you're going to upload. So if you upload them, you're going to click here. That way we know to go look at what you've uploaded. And I'll show you the upload button in just a second. So after that, we've got all these questions about membership. Then you're going to get down here to number 6. This is the senior pastor report. So we would like for it to be entered into this box. We don't have an upload, but if you want to also send the PDF copy to your district office, we'll just we'll put it in that pastor's file and file it away. Also down here, it says, I acknowledge that the name entered below represents an e-signature for the person indicated along with their full knowledge and consent. So this is where the pastor's name is going to go. If your secretary for the church filled this out, they need to put their name here. And I think this is mandatory. It's a required box. So the pastor, if the pastor did it, they'll need to put their name in twice. Does anybody have any questions? Do we have any questions about this form? Melanie?
Yes, we have a question that you may want to go ahead and address now.
Okay.
A comment really that Mac users often have difficulty filling out forms from the conference. Do you have any words of wisdom for Mac users?
Okay, you shouldn't have any problems with these HTML forms. We're going to go to the compensation form next, and I'll address that then. But I want to go over how to upload your first year reading and second year reading for members for removal. So if you're going to remove, you did a membership audit, you're going to remove, 100 people from your roll. You always have to read them for 1 year, and they have to be read aloud at your charge conference. And then the second year, you can remove that number from your roll, which you'll report that in the number in statistics. But you'll need to list all of their names in your charge conference.
Can I interrupt for a moment?
Yeah.
Just to answer these questions, because I'm getting from secretaries in larger churches, you can upload, there's a place to upload list if you've got long lists. And there is another place, the pastor's report goes in the box. There is another place for associate pastor's reports later. And I have a question. If we send a PDF of the pastor report, do we have to fill out the box?
Everything in blue is required. So this right here is in blue, so it is required. So if your pastor has typed up their report and made it into a PDF and send it to you, ask them if you can have the Word or Google Doc of it so you can copy and paste. Though I will say, PDFs do have functions where you can copy and paste from the PDF. A lot of times I have to put my cursor on it, try to highlight a word and see if that's, if that function works on that particular PDF. I hope that made sense.
Also, is there a limit on the number of characters or the number of words in that box for the pastor's report?
I don't think there is. I don't think, I mean, if there's a limit, it's way out there. I can verify that and let everybody know.
And just so that everyone knows, we are recording this. It will not be sent out necessarily. You will need to email your district administrator and request the recording.
Yeah. Okay.
Last question.
Yeah.
If we're actively working in the online forms, can we come back and edit in the form once it has been filled in and saved?
Yes, I believe so. I know that you can work on, like, if you finished, say, the report of the trustees, I know you can come back and, or say you finish just one report and you need to come back and do the rest later. I know for sure that you can do it piece by piece like that. I believe that you can halfway fill something out or just put a character in a box that's required and then come back and edit it if you need to. Okay, so if there's no more questions, I'm gonna go on to uploading a PDF, and I'm gonna show you that with the compensation form.
While she's doing that, I'll answer this question because I think it applies to everyone. The person has commented, we will not be reporting the total number of membership on our rolls. And no, that is different this time. You are not
Yes.
reporting numbers, you're reporting names.
Yes,
That is a change.
yeah. Okay, so this is the compensation form for this year. There's not really much, there's not really anything that has changed on it. Besides, we did put a checkbox here for yes or no for the UMPIP contribution. And I know a lot of pastors that have pension know that there are some changes coming. But we really haven't updated this form with all of that information just yet.
There is
Okay.
one important update on line 7.
Yeah.
Full-time
Yeah.
clergy, the required match has gone from 1% to 4% of your compensation plus housing.
Yes. That is, yeah, that's a change. In preparation for the change in pensions. And if y'all have questions about that, that is a Todd Burris or Wendy Brunson Daniels question. So I want to address the Mac users. Okay, so I watched Todd Burris open this form and be able to fill out every line, and it added, subtracted, everything was correct. So here's what I think the Mac users may be doing incorrectly. When you click on the link to open this form, you're not downloading it, first of all. So when you open the form, you need to go up here to the download this file, download it, and then you have to open it in Adobe. You can download, there's a link for a free Adobe, which you know what, I don't think we put it on here, but I will get that link. If you don't know how to get the free version of Adobe, but you have to open it in Adobe. I don't know what the default program is called for Mac that it opens in, but don't use that. Use Adobe and it should work just fine because it was created in Adobe. So it should work just fine if you do that. Okay, so that's the comp form that you'll need to fill out. You'll fill it out. Let me open it again. You'll fill it out either by hand, you can print it and fill it out, or use the boxes to complete it on your computer. So when you're done with that and you have saved it as a PDF, you're going to go over here to upload file. Click that. You're going to choose your file from your computer. So I made some dummy compensation forms here. So I'm just going to click Allison Husky comp. You'll load it, you'll upload it. And then you get a, you get a paperclip. So click on the paperclip and you'll see what you've already uploaded. You can open it and you can trash it. If you have more than one pastor, if you have an associate pastor, and you need to upload their compensation form, you're going to go back to upload file and choose your file. And we're going to put Reginald Russell in. We're going to upload it and go back to your paperclip, and you'll see both of those compensations there. And while we're here, I want to address naming your files. Please don't name them all compensation, compensation, and upload those. Make sure you put the pastor's name. This is the exact way that we name files in our Google Drive. The year, last name, comma, first name, comp, and the church name. You don't have to name it that. We'll go in and we can change it for our files, but just please make sure that not everything is named the same. That will help us out tremendously. So I'll go on to, I'm just going to open up some of these forms. The trustee report is another HTML form. It's going to look a little different because it came straight from GCFA. The forms we've used the past several years, some things were taken away, some things were added, but we decided we're just going to use this GCFA files. So also this needs to be filled out by the chair of the trustees. I know some of the small teeny tiny churches, the pastor fills out everything. Just please make sure that the trustees have at least helped fill this out as much as possible. You can also give the the GCFA number, your login basically for this to your trustee chair to fill it out. That way you don't even have to touch it except to maybe look through it, make sure everything looks correct.
Allison, I'm going to interrupt one more time.
Yes, go ahead.
I think we have some people having panic attacks. And
Okay.
there's no need for that. We realize in our conference, we do have some churches who do not have internet access, do not have anyone in them with computer skills. If that is the case, our district offices, myself, LaDonna in the Northeast, Jody in the South, Becky in the Northwest, we all realize we have some churches that will opt to print the entire packet, fill it out by hand, and send it to us the same way they have the past few years. It will then fall to us to enter it. And we know each of us are going to have a few churches that we have to enter into this system ourselves. So please don't panic. If you have, as someone put it, someone who has literally no computer skills at all, we are not going to penalize you. Our job in these offices is to help you. Call us.
Yes.
That's why we're here. We will help. We
Yes.
will assist in any way we can.
And I will volunteer my services if anybody, if whether you're central district or another district and you can drive to the conference office, you can come sit right beside me and we will work on it together as long as you have reports that your committees have already approved. I will sit here and you can learn how to do it, or I will do it with you. It's whatever. But we will get them done. As Melanie likes to say, we would not have a job if all of our pastors and lay people knew how to do everything themselves. So just call the conference office if you need help.
Call me.
Yeah, your district office first, but if you need additional help or can't, or they're on vacation or something, I will help. I am here to help. Okay. So we looked at the trustee report. On the trustee report, there are some questions. If you responded yes on question 8A of the trustee report, you'll upload here your environmental impact plan. If you clicked yes on 8B of the trustee report, you upload here. Let me look at those questions because I have not looked at them. Just so if we have any questions, that's 8A. As an evaluation. Okay, if needed, you have to develop a planned timeline for renovation and development to achieve this. I don't know that we're gonna have many or maybe any that would have to fill out any of this. But we might, I don't know. I do want to go over 7A and 7B. I'm going to close this. This is about your accessibility audit. You'll click
do it.
this link here that says UMC Annual Accessibility Audit. And it is a fillable form. Some churches are going to be familiar with this. At annual conference this year, it was, I believe, unanimously voted in that accessibility audits are mandatory at charge conference time every year. So we're not looking for perfection, or I think there are grades like copper, bronze, silver, gold. We're not expecting everybody to be gold. This is more of a form for you to learn about what your church has available for accessibility. This does not mean that you need to go and build a ramp or anything like that. Fill it out to the best of your ability. It does not have to be perfect. So that is the accessibility audit. You'll fill it out, save it as a PDF on your computer, and you will upload it here just like I showed you with the compensation form. The policy on misconduct statement. There's no form to upload this year. I'm going to click, I just clicked that link. There's a little blurb here. Basically, it says that because of the new book of discipline, our policy needs to be updated. And we are working on that. I don't know for sure, but this policy might not be part of the charge conference packet. It might come at a different time of year from now on. But that's not set in stone. Again, here is the finance report. It's one of those HTML reports again. Again, everything in blue is a required question. And this form should be filled out by your finance chair, or the secretary or pastor after the finance committee has reviewed it. Also, I understand some churches have simplified structure. So it'll just be your committee, not necessarily your finance committee or your trustee committee. The next one is lay member to annual conference. We changed up our little instructions and notes here, so make sure to read those before you get started on this. This is one that all we need is their name and an email address. If you have more than 3, some of the larger churches do, you can add an additional lay member. So you click that green button and now there's 4 blanks. You can add another one and now there's 5 blanks. You can also do that with the alternate. Next is nominations.
Before we,
Yes,
I'm sorry,
ma'am.
Allison,
Mhm.
while we're on the lay member to annual conference,
Yes.
it's nice that you showed us how to add more for our larger churches. Some of the confusion comes in really with our smaller churches that are on a 2-point charge or a 3-point charge. The lay member offsets the clergy member. You get 1 lay member for 1 clergy member. So if you're in a 2-point charge, 2 churches are sharing 1 pastor. Between those 2 churches get 1 lay member. Typically, the most common way that that's handled in our district is that they alternate years. If Church A sends a lay member this year, then Church B will send a lay member next year. But you just remember that each clergy person has 1 lay person to offset, to keep the balance, the voting balance equal. It's not per church, it's per clergy.
Yeah, I remember it as 1 pastor equals 1 lay member and 1 alternate. If you have 2 pastors, you get 2 lay members and up to 2 alternates. That's kind of the way I always remember it. And you'll notice that lay member, the first one is in blue, which means it's required. The alternate is in blue. And we understand that sometimes a church can't get an alternate person. You can always type in none and then maybe none@gmail.com if none won't fit in the email address or it won't take it. So that's how you can get around that part. We were going to go to nominations next. The first thing you'll notice is our church uses the traditional structure or the simplified structure. I'm going to click on traditional and it comes up with if you'll remember, there were 2 sheets in the charge conference packets before. Now you'll click either one and that comes up with the structure. So if you will also remember that you need classes. So this is your church council. You need at least, if you can get 3 people in your class, each class. You should have at least 3. But every class needs to be filled out. So you'll need the incoming year, or these are the ones that are going to roll out the next year in 27. So and so on. So all of those will need to be filled out. If you'll notice, they are in blue. Right here, we just need their names. There's, you put your chair of the board of trustees. You'll list your members, your SPRC chair, list the members. You're probably going to repeat the chair somewhere in one of these blanks. Here's your nominations. We know the pastor is the chair. We also need your lay leader and your treasurer. If you are on traditional structure and you want to talk about simplified, make sure to click one of these buttons so that we know to let the district superintendent know that you want to have that meeting. So let me go back to the top. If you are actually simplified structure and you clicked on traditional by accident, go up here to reset selection, click that, and then you've got your simplified structure now. There's directions up here on how that works, what's required. Here is where you're going to list class of 2026, their name, and then you're going to click right here which officer position they are. So we always need a contact person for the trustee and finance and SPRC. So that'll go down and go through all of your classes. Then you'll have your UWF, United Methodist Men, your youth, all your reps there. Then we need your lay leader, your treasurer. Nominations committee is different than your simplified structure committee. So you'll fill all that out. And I want to, while we're on nominations, I want to remind everyone, we only ask for names on nominations. So once you do your nominations, go over here to the left, click on local church leadership. This is, if you did online the last year, you're going to have all of your officers listed here for the church. This is where you can edit, like say I want to take Carolyn Cessna is no longer the administrative council chair for this church. So you're going to click on edit, and you're going to go down here to stop date, and you're going to put the date, which would be December 31st, 2025 is when that'll stop. You'll save it. And it should put a stop date here, but it's not. Oh, because I didn't put anything in it. No wonder. Okay. There we go. And if you click this little button, it automatically puts in the stop date. We're going to save. And now, let me close that. Now there's a stop date there. So now you're going to say you're going to put in your new administrative council chair. We're going to replace the selected leader. Now here is where anybody that's ever been in a leadership position in your church is going to be listed here. And they've got a whole bunch. So you would click on them, update their contact information if needed, and hit save. If they are new to leadership in your church or is not in this list, you're gonna click on person not found in list. Click that and this add new person comes up. So then you can add that person and all of their contact information.
Make sure email addresses are accurate, please.
Yes. Email addresses and phone numbers. I had somebody today that tried to call a church in Northeast Arkansas. They said it went to a funeral home in Cabot, Arkansas. And Cabot and this place were miles and miles and miles apart. So obviously that phone number was not correct. So just remember that you update your church's information. Once that's done, you're going to go down here and click leadership list has been reviewed. All updates are complete, or there were no changes in leadership. Click that button and you save. And it says it was completed. It's got the date, and we can see that as well. We can see who completed it and when.
Allison, would you like to
Um,
stop and take a couple of questions here?
Yeah, sure.
I'm backing up
Okay.
through here. I answered one. One of our larger churches would like to just upload their document for all the lay leadership. I've gone ahead and answered that, but maybe everyone needs to hear. Those of you who have access and are capable, when you type them into our form here, it's automatically populating our database. And in the past, each person in these offices, we've had to do that for all of our churches. So we're excited about this new feature because it should help us be able to process so much faster. So if you have the ability, we do need you to type the names into these forms. Another person has asked, and I'm not sure where we were, what you were saying when this question came in. If
Okay.
you have more than 3 people, how do you add the additional people?
She was in nominations. Traditional,
Oh, in nominations,
I think.
if you
Tra-
have
traditional,
more,
traditional, I think.
traditional.
Uh-huh.
If you have more than 3 people.
Yeah.
Oh, like on church, if you had church council and had more than 3 people. We have not addressed that.
But we will.
Yes, we
We will
definitely will.
contact the software company and discuss that with them.
Yeah, it may, what I would imagine they do is, when we did the lay member to annual conference and you can add an additional person, that might be what it's gonna look like. I can't imagine if they put 6 blanks for all that, that would be a long form. So hopefully that's what they can do, but we will check and let you all know.
Next question says, if we do not have anything in an area to upload, for example, the remove first year report, removing names, do we need to do something to make it have a check mark as done? I don't think
I think it's when you submit or something.
uploads
Well,
are
if you'll
not
look, if you'll
required.
notice, these are not blue. So those are not required. So
Uh-oh.
say you don't
Sorry.
have anybody that transferred in from another United Methodist church. Just leave it blank. If it is blue, let's see. Okay, this question is required. This one is not because it's not blue. So you don't have to type anything in that box.
Allison,
it
check
is-
no and see if it turns blue.
Hit save.
Still not
It's-
required.
No. If it is required, this one needs to be filled out, but I'm just going to say this. You could type none in a box that's maybe required. And it should take it. We're also gonna be looking at all these forms, like if your church has completed it, it'll turn a certain color on our side. That way we know to go look at it. If there's something that says none that doesn't make sense, or we'll contact the church and ask about it. Does
Next
that answer that question?
I think when you hit save, if the form is completed correctly, it will give you the check mark that you need,
Right, yes.
that it's done.
Next question, is it still recommended to have a separate SPRC if using simplified structure? I think that's not just recommended, I do think that's required. I'm paraphrasing this. And if so, is it recommended that the board chair also be the SPR contact person? Most churches do have if you're using the simplified accountable structure, you have two options. The board chair can be the SPRC contact, or some churches like to have a different member on the board say that they'll be the contact person for different areas. So you may have a trustee point of contact, you may have a SPR point of contact, you may have a finance point of contact, or the other option is that the board chair is the contact for all areas.
This last bullet in the instructions for the simplified structure says it is recommended for alignment purposes that the chair serve as the SPRC contact and trustees chair. So it's recommended that the chair serve that, but like Melanie said, if the chair is serving as the SPRC chair and the trustees chair, there can be another person that's, say, the SPRC contact, and that would be our first person to contact, and then they would take whatever we needed to the chair, and then we would communicate however it was needed. So I hope that makes sense. Were there any other questions for right now, Melanie?
That's all the questions.
Okay. Let's quickly go through the 200,000 more reasons report. This has not really changed. We're not asking for all of that contact information anymore. But it's very, very important that every church fill this form out. And I mean, you can click right here at the very top. Our church does not have a feeding or literacy ministry that includes children. Click there and you're done. So there's that one. Please, 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 please do not forget to fill out your charge conference minutes. It looks like Amboy has already started filling that one out. You've got places to put more lay servants, speakers, lay ministers if needed. Make sure if you have any revisions to fill this out. And then the rest of this is really the same as what you have filled out in the past. But please do not complete this until after the charge conference, so you've had your charge conference. Then we have our required backup documents is what we're calling them. We still need your declaration page for your insurance. Please do not upload the full binder. So you'll use your little upload here. Also safe gatherings policy, if it is not on the safe gatherings dashboard. And your financial control policy. You only have to upload it if it's revised or if we do not have a copy already in the district office. So I know a lot of y'all are going to like that. if it hasn't changed, you do not have to upload anything. Your safe, this is what we're calling Safe Gatherings Review Guarantee. Basically, this form is that you have a safe gatherings policy. It has been reviewed and uploaded either to the online dashboard. You click here. If you're not participating in the Safe Gatherings program, instead see attached policy, which is right here. This link right here is what you're going to go to. So this is what we are calling our, what are we calling it? The remote signature feature. We want to make sure these safe gathering policies have been reviewed and revised if needed, approved and submitted either to us or to the Safe Gatherings dashboard. You're going to put in your name and your email address. This is for the trustee chair. This section is for the pastor. When you put that information in, this little button that says send email is going to light up. You'll click that. Then you need to go straight to your email and you will have an email. You click on that, there'll be a link in the email, sorry. You're going to click that and that's your signature. When you come back to this, then it will let you submit the form. Once the trustee chair has done that whole process, once the pastor has done that whole process. We might have some questions. Melanie, do we have questions about this?
Well,
They may not have had time to
I'm
process that.
I'm glad you're going over it. There's been questions throughout the meeting about signatures, and LaDonna and I have been telling people we'll get to it. You'll get to it. So
Okay.
if anyone wasn't paying attention, that she has just covered the signatures.
Yes, on the other forms that are not as important, I guess, you just type in the pastor's name as the signature or the trustee chair as the signature. Here, this has got to be the trustee chair and the pastor that go to their email once they fill this out and complete the whole process. And like I said, once that's complete, the submit button will show up and you can submit this form. That is the same with the financial control review guarantee. Same information except for the financial policy here. If there are no changes, you don't have to upload. If you do have some changes, you'll need to upload your policy. This is for the finance chair signature. This is for the pastor signature. The same process. It'll send the email and they'll click on the link. Then the submit button will show up. Accountable reimbursement. If you have an accountable reimbursement policy for your pastor, which this is what you'll use. If we've already got, let's say a copy of the account is signed and is on file with the church. So if nothing has changed, you don't have to upload anything. Again, finance chair will need to sign and they'll get that email with the link. I know we're at 12 o'clock. So here is where, right here is where you're going to upload your associate pastors. I just lost my words. Pastor report. And you can upload as many as you need to. That little paper clip like we had up here will show up. And Melanie, you were gonna say something about the AR 104 charge conference recommendation.
I was. That is the form that a church fills out when you've got a candidate for ministry. If someone's hearing a call to ministry and they're going into that, they have to have the approval of their church charge conference. And it's filled out each year as long as they are a candidate. Once they become a local pastor, then you no longer have to fill this out for them. This is
Yeah.
saying we approve of this person. We think this person represents the denomination well, and we support them as they are pursuing ministry. But once they are a local pastor, they've been through licensing school, you no longer have to fill this out.
And this is what the form looks like. It's a pretty short form just to, and that will go, I believe that goes to the BOM and the
ECOM.
DCOM. Okay. That's where that goes.
Automatically.
Yes, that's what I meant. Sorry. It's an automatic. Next thing is certified lay servants. This is one of those where you'll find the name, and then, whoops, I should have picked one. Let's see, I'm just going to pick a random name. You don't even have to fill out the name. It's up here at the top. No, you do have to fill out the name. Why is that there?
You didn't ever pick a name.
Yeah, I did. Nancy
I didn't think
Cannon,
you-
right here at the top.
Oh, there she is. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we never said anything about it. Anyway, you'll fill out it looks just like what you filled out in the past if you're a lay servant. And as many lay servants as need be can fill this out. This over here will change for the next one. And so you can fill those out for each of these. Now, there's also the report of the retired pastor. For these 4 reports, you have several ways you can do this. You can either, if you're trusting of your lay servants or lay speakers or lay ministers, they can log in and do the report themselves, their own report, and the retired clergy. Or you can print it out, have them fill it out by hand, and return it to you to complete. I'm offering this to Central District, especially for retired clergy. If they want to fill their form out by hand and mail it to the district office, I'll be happy to fill theirs out for that church.
Got one yesterday.
You did. Great.
Yeah.
So that is a quick rundown of all of the forms for charge conference this year. Do we have any questions, Melanie?
I have one question and I'm not sure what it refers to.
Okay.
Teresa, do you want to unmute? And she has asked them, why are we typing their signature in? That follows a question. Let me back up. Todd wanted to know, was there a way to send the lay servant and the retired clergy forms to the individuals to complete? I think the only way to do that is to give them the login credentials. Is
If
that
we
what you
can-
were referring to, Teresa?
If we can type in their signatures, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, if we can type in their signatures, we can email them all the questions. And then we can type it in and type their signature in, but that's what I was wondering, if it was okay for us to type their signatures in.
It just asks
Yeah.
who completed the form.
Yeah, it just says this form was completed by and the name. And that's this is on
Now,
the lay
it's got a
servant.
sign, when you print it, it's got a sign place on it.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Is
Okay, so I'll just,
okay.
so should we put our name
You
in
know
there, or
what? You
should
know
we
what?
put our
I
name
bet
or
I'm
the
gonna-
pastor?
Read.
if we get that form that is signed that you're talking about, Teresa,
Yes.
we can file that so that it shows that they signed.
Can we
That's
just put
something,
it's completed by us or by them?
it's whoever
If you
enters it
read down there that
into,
notice, what it says, you have to send a copy of this form. You have to print it out and send a copy to the district director of Lay Servant Ministries and the district superintendent.
Teresa,
And
what
Is that
I
this
would
will be
do,
signed.
Purpose.
what I would do, if they filled it out and sent it to you and you entered it for them, I would put in there it was completed by Teresa for
Okay.
the name of the
So-and-so.
pastor.
yeah, you
Got
could
it.
do that. Yeah, that would be fine. And like I said earlier, revised April 2014. I think that's a mistake. These came straight from GCFA, and the company that does our database created this HTML form. So whatever was on that form straight from GCFA, she put on our HTML form. So just make sure you put completed by like Allison Husky for Stephanie Dunn or something like that. That will be fine.
I would also like to add,
Mhm.
because this is the same system we used last year, we did consultations in it for the first time. Even if you're not ready to start doing yours online, go ahead very soon and try to log in and make sure your login credentials are working. There's nothing more frustrating than thinking you're going to go in there on the last day and fill it all out and send it in, and then find out that there's a problem with your login. So I would advise all churches to at least log in and make sure that your credentials are working properly.
Log in and look around.
Yeah. Oh, there's no issue with playing around with it. And if, you do something and it's wonky or you can't figure out how to delete it, just let us know and we can help get that fixed. Okay. I also want to say, when you're done, we will get like I said, we have a list of little churches, these cute little churches, like actually a picture of a church. And those change colors as these forms are completed, and we'll start going through them. If there's anything that looks funny or we have a question about, or you forgot to put the death dates in the membership, we will contact you and get all of that figured out. So yours are perfected. And I also wanted to show you on these HTML forms, there's a little print button at the top. When you're done, go ahead and hit print, but save it as a PDF. And if you don't know how to do that, let us know. We can help you with that. That way you just have it for your records. Though you will be able to come back and look at these. Say it's 2026, but you need to see your forms from last year. You'll be able to log in and see your forms. We only have 24, 25 right now. 24 does not apply to this. That applies to consultations and statistics, because this will be our second year doing those in this database. So if you need to see your forms from 2025 next year, you can just come in here, click that. You won't be able to make any changes, but you can look at them, print them, do whatever you want to do with them. That way you have something to compare to, or if you're missing some information or whatever you might need them for, They're available to you, so you don't have to call us and say, hey, I lost last year's forms. Can you send me one? We're gonna say, hey, log in, don't forget that.
And your login information will not change from year to year,
Yes.
and you can't
Don't
change it.
we're not letting churches change the password anymore because there are going to be more than just the pastor or the secretary logging in.
And the
It should
finance
be,
chair will use the same thing for whoever submits the a tithe.
yes, it's the same for tithing
It's all the
and
same.
everything. Yeah, yeah, it's all the same. And that's because, we want the trustee report to do the trustee to do the trustee reports. So if you have any questions, please contact your district office. Like we said, district administrators are here to help you. That's part of our job, and we are more than willing to help you any way we can. I've actually printed a couple of the online form or the fillable version that you can print
I've got a
and
bunch.
mailed them out. I know that LaDonna has to do that every year with several of her churches.
I've done mailed out of a few.
So, when you get those, if you're doing it that way, please make sure that get them done. That way we receive them in our office again before Friday, October 3rd. That is the due date. And the earlier the better. We may give out gold stars for those who get them completed first. And if you have a technical issue, or again, if you have a technical issue, like you can't log in, please, please, please try to log in early. That way we're available to help you get logged in. If you need your login numbers, your permanent ID and church ID, let us know. We've got those ready on hand to tell you. You can call, you can shoot us an email, you can text, send smoke signals, whatever.
Yeah.
And don't forget also the little question mark. You could click either one of these that has further instructions on how to upload files and fill out everything. So, do we have any last minute questions?
No.
All right.
The answer to all questions is, if you still have questions, please give your district office a call.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out together.
We will. I'll tell you, our district administrators, we are a team. We work together. We help each other. So if we don't know an answer, we will find out. So if there are not any more questions, we will have this recording available if you need to use it to go step by step filling out forms. You can use it for that. Anybody who was not here, if you're friends with another church and they weren't able to come, they can get the recording from your district administrator. So, I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you, Melanie and LaDonna, for answering questions and your comments and helping me make sense. So again, contact us.
Please.
And I will let everybody go. It is lunchtime, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm hungry.